Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Dropping Noodlelegs here today. Sorry, a bit phased there. Anyway, welcome to another video film review. We are now in Christmas week, and I hope you're all doing well. And today we're looking at something a little bit different to my normal. We're looking at one of my favourite comedy films, and this is Airplane. I've been meaning to sort of do this film for a while now, but it's took me a while to pick it up on Blu-ray. I used to have it on VHS, never bought it on DVD, and now I do own it on Blu-ray. This is the HMV's Premium Collection Edition, which comes with a lovely slipcase of film. I believe it's got art cards and poster, and obviously the movie itself. And the poster might end up there, who knows, because I do love this film. Anyway, a little synopsis of the film. It starts off at an airport, obviously, and we start slowly getting introductions to some of our sort of main characters of the film. And most of all, first of all, we see our hostess.
Hello, we'd like you to have this flower from the Religious Consciousness Church. Would you care to make a donation?
No, but thank you anyway.
The red zone is for immediate loading and unloading of passengers only. There is no stopping in the white zone.
No, the white zone is for loading and unloading, and there is no stopping in the red zone.
The red zone has always been for loading and unloading. There's never stopping in a white zone.
Don't tell me which zone is for stopping and which zone is for loading.
Listen, Betty, don't start up with your white zone shit again.
And then we get to see some other characters. There's some black dudes getting out of a taxi, and they're on the plane, and they're quite cool. And we see like families with their kids and stuff that are on there. And we see also the sort of security area where they sort of like get scanned.
Would you put all your metal objects into this dish, please?
There's just no stopping in a white zone.
Oh, really, Vernon? Why pretend? We both know perfectly well what it is you're talking about. You want me to have an abortion.
It's really the only sensible thing to do. If it's done properly, therapeutically, there's no danger involved.
Then a taxi pulls up with our hero driving it. He comes in, and he's the boyfriend of the hostess that we saw at the beginning of the film. And they've had some sort of fallout, and I think they've sort of ended their relationship, and he's trying to sort of, well, you know, chase after her.
The Church of Religious Consciousness, would you kick?
Hey, Larry, where's the forklift? Forklift! It's over there with the baggage loader.
He then catches up with her, and you know, tries to, you know, I'll change, everything will be good. And she was like, she's like not convinced.
I came home early and found your note. I guess you meant for me to read it later. Elaine, I've got to talk to you.
I just don't want to go over it anymore.
I know things haven't been right for a long time, but it'll be different. Like it was in the beginning. If you'll just be patient, I can work things out.
I have been patient, and I've tried to help, but you wouldn't even let me do that.
Don't you feel anything for me at all anymore?
It takes so many things to make love last. Most of all, it takes respect. And I can't live with the man I don't respect.
We then catch up with our pilot before the flight.
Captain over, white courtesy phone. Captain clearance over, white courtesy phone. No, the white phone.
This is Captain Over.
One moment for your call from the Mayo Clinic. Captain Over, white courtesy phone. Captain Clarence Over.
I've got it.
Thank you. Go ahead with your call.
This is Dr. Brody at the Mayo Clinic.
There's a passenger on your Chicago flight 209, a little girl named Lisa Davis, en route to Minneapolis. She's scheduled for a heart transplant. We'd like you to tell her mother that we found a donor an hour ago.
We have the heart here ready for surgery. We must have the recipient on the operating table within 6 hours.
I want you to make sure that she's kept in a reclined position, that a continuous watch is kept on her IV. Also,
It's very important that she remain calm.
Excuse me, this is the operator, Captain Over. I have an...
Okay, so he gets told about this poorly girl that's on board is going for a heart operation, and it's important that she gets there in 6 hours. And then we cut to seeing the actual plane in the outside and the ambulance pulling up with the girl inside.
You'll be back in town tomorrow night. We'll have dinner. We'll talk things over.
I won't be back. I've requested the Atlanta run.
Elaine, I promise I can change.
Then why?
We then join people boarding the plane and the sort of the plane crew in the cockpit sort of getting ready, and the maintenance crew preparing the plane.
Just follow all the way back. Thank you. Hello.
Any word on that storm lifting over Salt Lake, Clarence?
No, not likely, Victor. I just reviewed the area report for 1600 hours through 2400.
Uh-huh.
It's an included front stalled over the Dakotas, back all the way to Utah.
Yeah, well, if she decides to push over to the Great Lakes, it could get plenty slippery.
Uh-huh.
And what about the southern route around Tulsa?
I double-checked the terminal forecast, and winds aloft. High and far ceilings all the way.
Where do they top out?
Well, there's some light scattered cover at 20,000, icing around 18. Denver it is.
Sorry, Clarence. Latest weather report shows everything socked in from Salt Lake to Lincoln.
We then see more of the sort of different people that are on the plane, a sort of really posh boy and a nun and all that on the plane. And then we see our hero at the check-in desk seeing if the girl's working on this plane and trying to buy a ticket to get on it.
There you go. Thank you.
Can you tell me if Elaine Dickinson is on this flight?
Well, the whole flight crew is boarded. Let me see. Oh, yeah, she is on board.
I'd like one ticket to Chicago. No baggage.
Smoking or non-smoking?
Smoking, please.
Yeah. Have a nice trip.
So he buys a ticket to go on the plane, and the guy is still waiting in his taxi. It's the one that's arrived, and he's still waiting, and he's going to fly off to Chicago. Anyway, he goes out to where the plane is, and he sees the plane, and he starts having flashbacks.
It's red meter 4. Primary target covered by fog. Decision to proceed is yours. Decision is yours. Yours.
We then see him join the plane, and he sits down next to this old lady, and she says, "Oh, is it your first time?" He goes, no. She goes, "Oh, I'm feeling nervous and stuff like that, and worried." And we know he's been worried about the girl, but anyway, she goes, "Is this your first time?" And she goes, "No, I've been nervous before." I think she thinks he means first time flying, but yeah, he meets this old lady.
Nervous?
Yes.
First time.
No, I've been nervous lots of times.
Hi.
We cut to more daft goings on with a couple saying goodbye, like it's on a train on the outside, and he sort of joins the plane, and she sort of runs along the side of the plane.
Goodbye, darling.
Have your picture taken the minute you get there. Send me one, all right?
Okay, here, hurry.
Oh, but your watch. You shouldn't. You're gonna need this.
It's all right. It doesn't work.
Bill.
Goodbye, darling.
Bill. Oh. Bill. With me all the time. I swear to you.
Darling, take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Flight 209er, you are cleared for takeoff.
And then eventually the plane's in the air at last.
Do you feel all right, sir?
Oh, I haven't flown for a long time.
We then catch up with our hero sitting down with the old lady, and he starts to tell her about the story about him and his girlfriend. She doesn't really want to hear it, and then I think it really drags on and on, because it then fades to like a flashback to the past, and the film turns into like about 5 or 6, 7 minutes of Saturday Night Fever almost, in this club where they start dancing when they first met and stuff. And yeah, so he's telling the old lady,
Supple, pouting breasts, firm thighs. It's a shame you two don't get along.
Yes, I know. Things used to be different. I remember when we first met. It was during the war. I was in the Air Force, stationed in Dranbuie, off the Barbary coast.
Then after about sort of 7 or 8 minutes of this flashback, it then sort of comes back to him and the old lady.
I never wanted it to end. I guess I still don't. But enough about me. I hope this hasn't been boring for you. It's just that whenever I start to talk about Lane, I always get so carried away. I lose all track of time.
Would you like to order dinner now?
Yes, Joey will.
So she's killed herself, and pretty much for the next 10-15 minutes of this flight, he goes to different people on the plane telling them the story, and they all end up killing themselves because it's so. Yeah. And then we see the young little boy that we saw, the posh boy, goes to speak to this young girl, offering does she like a cup of tea with him or coffee, and she says yes, and he sits next to her and he offers her some cream.
No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
And then we cut back to this on the hostess, and she sees our hero still talking to other people, driving them mad with his story, and then she starts having a flashback. And then she jumps out in the flashback. I didn't want to show you the flashback bits because they're quite funny and they're quite long-winded. So I thought, well, I'll leave them for you to watch when you watch the film. We then join the pilots back at the cockpit.
Flight 209er, this is Denver Flight Control. You're approaching some rough weather. Please climb to 42,000 feet.
Roger, Denver.
So they then get told that there's some bad weather coming. So that's when the story comes into sort of like a bit of a disaster film. But it's not because of the weather. What happens is the food they're serving up, some of the fish is off, and whoever's that fish has got ill. So and all the pilots have eaten it and sort of thing. So it goes to chaos. But as you know, our hero is an ex-pilot, so I'll leave that for you to find out. And there's quite funny scenes. There's like one of the hostess grabs the guitar off the nun to sing to the girl with the who's ill, and while she's singing, she knocks her drip out. Oh, it's hilarious! It's so funny. But I'm not going to tell you anymore. I want you to watch this and find out what happens. Obviously, it turns into like a sort of a slapstick sort of disaster film. and it's going to crash based on the 1970s film Airport, this is what it's sort of like making fun out of. And it also stars Leslie Nielsen. He plays the doctor that's sitting on the plane who helps all the people that are ill with the fish, sort of. It's hilarious. So what do I think of the film? Yes, it's hilarious. It's a great movie. It's one of the best comedies of probably all time. It's just so funny. It's just so great. And I know YouTube are probably going to block this video because it's from Paramount. It's not like a small company. And I've put a few clips in there, and I know they'll probably take it off. But just in case they haven't, it's amazing. It's a great film. The pluses of this, it's a great film, amazing story, great characters, really funny. The comedy is just non-stop from beginning to end. It's just brilliant, and there's cool little sort of like sub-stories in there which are amazing. The negative of the film, the transfer is not amazing. This premium collection from HMV, I must say, at the moment I'm quite disappointed with the quality of the transfers, because they're nice, you know, but they don't seem any improvement from the DVDs. Like I've got the Gremlins on this, and it doesn't appear to be any sort of like improvement from my old DVD what I used to have of it. And I'm just thinking, yeah, you've not really done anything with it. You just stuck it on a Blu-ray disc and stuck it out. But there we go. That's the only negative about the film. But it is a great package. It's really, really cool. There's Otto. Yeah, really good film. So I'm going to score it now. I'm going to score this film a great watch and give it 8 out of 10. It's a fantastic film. 8 out of 10. Airplane. If any of you guys seen it, if you have, let me know down below what you thought of it. It's really, really cool. There's so many sort of films that came out sort of similar to this. There was the one with Val Kilmer, Top Secret. Another great film. Really, really cool. And of course, the Police Academy and the Police Squad films. All really, really cool. Guys, check it out if you haven't seen it. And if you don't see any more of my videos this week, have an amazing Christmas, won't you? I'll see you all soon.